Hey, YouTube. Hey, Facebook, Scarpad. Scarpad's Sci-fi Sojourns and Scarpad's Domain for another Monday night foray into another dystopian Earth. Yes, we have 2022's Vesper. Now, a little backstory. This movie came for me out of nowhere. I saw it on the shelf at Walmart, and it had a DVD, no less, and it had a great slipcover. So I said, I'm going to buy that. And after I watched it, I enjoyed the movie so much that I ended up sending out to Dylan's ass. He always gets my hand-me-downs. I bought the Blu-ray and I upgraded, which I watched tonight. Vesper tells a story of a dystopian future where genetics has taken over and genetics has gotten loose, has damaged the ecosystem, killed people and animals, wiped out the ability of growing food, and it's left with some kind of weird plant life forms all its own, causing people to either further divide into two societies: an oligarchy of the rich that live and uh, thrive in a metallic citadel, and the rest of the humanity who has to kind of like forge out and eke out a living based off the citadel, because the citadel will give you some seeds for crops, but the seeds have been genetically manipulated to only yield one harvest, unless a young girl can unlock the keys and have food for all. And it's a thought-provoking sci-fi tale. I think most good sci-fi takes a look at things that are now happening in our own lives and our own planet and projects them into some future society that has reaped lessons of what we're, working upon ourselves. And then also looks at some good morals, some good values, and just gives you a nice story. And to further discuss this movie with us, the usual suspects, it's the purveyor of all my hand-me-downs. It's Dylan. Dylan's Horse. I do not.
I love your hand-me-down.
As you can see, several of which back of him tonight. In addition to that, we have, once again, we would expect him to have a sounded picture, but it's Link, who is having a sabbatical or something, is smoking a cigarette or doing something. So, so I did see this movie. This movie is a kind of Lithuanian.
Gotcha.
There he is.
No,
a Lithuanian co-production kind of with IFC. And it stars Raffaello Chapman, Eddie Marzan, Rosie McEwen, Richard Brake. And of those two, you probably noticed Eddie Marzan, who was in Ray Donovan as his brother, and Richard Brake is in a bunch of horror movies, and Rob Zombie flicks playing.
He was in Rob Zombie flick?
The guy laying dead in the bed.
But not usually he's a little
not dead, but looks like he's dead. And he's a little Wilson robot.
Yeah. So Raffaello Chapman stars as Vesper. She's the young daughter of the scientist who's laying there, and because he's been so injured, he has to communicate through a drone that she carries around. His brother, who's played by Eddie Marzan, is the kind of like the local tribal leader.
Is her dad? I hate to cut you off, but it kept bugging me. I meant to look it up before the movie. Is her dad like? He was like a bad. He's always playing a bad guy, and like he was like
he's
in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of different stuff. Mostly a lot of Rob Zombie stuff.
Okay.
He was in Devil's Rejects.
What's the one that we loved last year? Berserker or Berserk?
Yeah, he was one of those movies that we did last year.
With the chick that was raised under, he was like kidnapped and raised the mutant daughter in his house that had Bill Skarsgård in it and Justin Long.
Yes, he was the guy. He was in
he was the
father.
The dad that was downstairs in the bed.
Yeah, he's laying in bed in that movie too. I tell you, the guy has a.
He's after Captain Spaulding died.
Right, he took over for his part.
He took over, like he didn't take over. Captain.
No, yeah, he became the third brother-in-law.
The third brother of Bill Moseley.
Is that 3 from Hell?
Yes, 3 from Hell.
I haven't seen that one. I meant to watch it the other day. I'm going to watch that.
All right, so Eddie Marzan runs the local orphanage / I don't know if he's birthing these things out. He's using the blood to bargain with the Citadel to get more food and more things for himself. But he's pretty maniacal in how he has rules over all these kids with an iron hand.
Yeah.
When I first saw this movie, I tell you, I liked it right in the beginning. It's not tremendously action bound, but there is some good stuff at the end. But it's thoughtful. I think it's written extremely well by a first time writer. This movie's won all sorts of awards overseas, and I think it sets up a really nice, as much as you can be, a nice future. As for the atmosphere is believable. And you get these plants. It kind of remind me a little bit of The Last of Us, the fungus, but a little different.
You ever seen The Girl with the Gifts?
Yeah, the girl with the gifts, sort of that type of thing. But you see here, when the girl when she finds the jug, the robot the guy created in the by the tree, all those things are like sucking off her and stuff. And I like how when she starts taking them off, they start like coming back in. She has to slap them away. I thought the girl who's the lead of this did a fantastic job for being like a 14-year-old girl. I thought she was great in this movie.
She reminded me of he's older now, but he played Nightcrawler, and he was the young Nightcrawler in new X-Men films. But he was in this movie with Michael Fassbender. Yeah. It was like a Western.
I believe that.
Can you see it? Okay, yeah.
I know who you mean, the Nightcrawler kid.
But he was a dude, was he? This was a girl.
Yeah, but they just got a similar facial. Like
I thought it was a dude at first.
Same. So did I. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. But I think she did a great job. I think Eddie Marsan did a great job as the brother, and even Richard Brake. Just that scene where his brother's gonna kill him. I mean, everything in his eyes when he was looking at the blonde-haired girl, it was just done so well. And this and good sci-fi, I think, as I said, tries to kind of gives a little bit of a lesson. But I think this is things get out of the lab, things take over and kill people. I thought the world they had set up with the flowers and the plants was really good. Also,
like a classist system, I guess you could say.
Yeah, kind of like Elysium was something similar with where they had that
only the rich
system.
and the pure can live in the good part of the world.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of them are scientists, and they're making these people that they do probably all the grunt work. The blonde was one of those, because of the genetics. So I just thought it was really interesting, and then basically when she unlocks, the seeds so that they can replicate or give more than one harvest. I love the end scene where she just goes up there and she just lets them go and they go out everywhere. So even
like the coolest part of the movie.
I mean, when you get a dystopian future, but you get a hopeful ending, which is also a sign of a well-told story. So this is the first time I saw this. So this is my second time seeing this.
Oh, my bad. I wanted to say this. I couldn't think of the name, but the mom, she kind of, or not the mom, but the blonde kind of like was like a Jedi mixed with like the mom from Dune, like the Bene Gesserit, a little bit.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about the blonde? Or are you talking about
the adult?
Okay.
In the blue dress.
Not the people that drag the stuff to the tower.
No, they were.
Which is where her mom is supposedly joined up with one of those people, and
the gypsies.
Yeah,
the pilgrims. Yeah,
I like to use that word pilgrims for some reason.
It's a cool word.
So I know it's not a movie for everybody, but I just thought it had some very thoughtful plot, and I was enthralled to the end. I really enjoyed this movie. But go ahead, Link, your thoughts.
Oh no, this was a solid film. The production was quality for this. I'm always a little hesitant about sci-fi films. I'm not like a theater release. I'm not too hesitant, but I'm just like, it doesn't have that production behind it if it wasn't released in theaters, which is far from the case most of the times. I don't know why I'm worried about that.
This did have a $5 million budget.
Okay, it shows. This had a great production. The world feels lived in. I really like the robot floaty head that her dad put his voice in, and was like, that was a cool idea.
It was kind of half had like guts in it. It's like all the machines had kind of like guts in them,
organic bio, organic. Yeah, it was cool ideas. Good performances. For the girl, the actress, I've never seen her in anything, but she was, if this could have been her first movie, it might not have been, but she was very good for 14 years old. Like she held it on her shoulders. Great supporting cast. Damn, the dude, the dad, he's always. I'm gonna try to see if there's any other movies of him and just lying in the bed for most of the movie. That's two so far.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, but I thought Eddie Marzan was great because he wasn't a muscle. He was a villain. He was intimidating, but he wasn't really over.
He had a charm to him, like where it's like he wasn't, because people like that, you're quick to be like, why doesn't anyone see like what an asshole they are? But there was like a manipulative charm to him that you could see why people would kind of want to listen to him.
I found a little questionable in the whole movie, but is that semi-rape scene where he is raping her with his finger? That little thing in her back. Is that her little vagina? What is that?
Bruh. We gotta figure out like another word for that.
We can't use that's not good word. That's word. Bad.
Well,
yeah. When he got weird. He got weird. Yes. That was some weird.
I wonder if YouTube does give a shit about that.
Oh, I'm sure they scan it. So it's freaky deaky.
Yes,
that whole little vagina thing in the back was freaky deaky. She seemed to be into it until she stabbed the dude or whatever through his hand.
And then he was like, she went back there and like when she snuck there after she had already stole the shit. And he's like cleaning out her machine for her. It was just like, and I was like, I don't know. It was weird to see.
Yeah, he was a little creepy there. There was a little creepy vibe there. That's why she ran the hell out of there. I don't blame her. I think he would have married her, took his brother's daughter, hung her up, bled her, and then married her. Who knows?
And I did enjoy the production. The world seems lived in, and it seems like there's a lot of. I like the person who directed this movie knows the world, but I think they struggled a little bit to convey the rules of this world sometimes. Like, we had that mutant creature, the albino looking creature in the beginning.
Didn't look like it was, you never saw anything like that again afterwards. Is it just
and then
look like it's futuristic?
I mean, even with the blonde, why does she have powers? Like, why can't she kiss people and put them to sleep?
I thought about that when I saw it for the second time. I think she just gave her some kind of Vulcan neck.
Her life energy.
Kind of like thing in the back. She's probably stronger than an average human. Took her neck and knocked her out.
Pinched a nerve. Some Spock shit.
I don't think it was. It maybe read that way, but I don't think it was implied that she kissed her and knocked her out. I think she did something else. Which is kind of like what I think.
I mean, but she had did. I only say kiss because they made it imply or made it look like that, and that's what she had did to the dad, kind of sort of. Well, but and not to say it was bad, but I wish a little bit more time would have spent defining the rules of this world, because you could tell that there was a book there.
And then the ending, obviously those are the same type of things, but I thought was kind of cool was those dudes that were chasing him at the end with the skulls in the helmets, but yet they were kind of breathing, but they had like skull faces. That was kind of cool, that scene. I thought it was interesting the way they killed those guys when she knew the plants, and they went in and they stabbed them with the spores, and then the little bugs came out of the spores, which was kind of cool. So Dylan, your initial impressions of the movie?
Real quick. I just went. My bad. I just was gonna counter. But was she self-taught? Like, where did she get these books to learn all this shit? Like, who taught her this and that? And
well, I think her father, because her father was one of the scientists that wouldn't go along with the Citadel, and that's why they're there.
Oh, okay.
And his brother, I think, is the other dude, and that's where she learned. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say in a lot of movies, I would be pissed that a Wesley came in and solved. They pulled some genius kid out to solve the whole thing, but then it's like kind of almost bad because she was fucking around with the flowers, trying to fix them and genetically manipulate them. They're probably just fucking around with things, and she happened upon using the girl's fluid, which she didn't have before, to solve some of the problems. So I bought it. I bought it to a certain degree.
No, not to say it wasn't earned, but they did really reinforce that she was a self-taught kind of, not really self-taught, but she told her uncle early on in the movie, like, I've got skills, bro. Like, I know some
Right.
shit, you know.
Yeah. So Dylan,
It's definitely one I'm gonna have to watch again because I was more enthralled with like the look of the world than I was with the story, to be honest. Like I feel like they kind of were a little struggling on what they wanted to do, like Steph said, with the rules and everything. Like they bring in this, albino looking dude or whatever, and then you never hear nothing about that. Then you get this like really cool looking like
well, then again, I know, I have a thought on that real
dude
quick.
at the end. Go ahead.
I think that kid is, how the uncle was bleeding him upside down for the blood to give to the thing? I think he just bled that guy. That guy ran the fuck out of there before he was, and when the kid said he ran out before he was done, I think he was hanging, just got loose, and he's white because all the fucking blood's out of him. I think. I have to rewatch
He
it.
was white before while he had the things.
Yeah, no, I feel like he
Yeah,
had just
like-
albino skin, bro.
Yeah.
He was mutated and couldn't really talk, and
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just screaming.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the cinematography and the look of the film looked really good, to be honest. But I just struggled to really understand what was going on. Maybe it's definitely when I got to sit there and really, really.
Yeah, you have to sit there and really watch it. Yeah.
I just felt like it was really dragging in the beginning, and then it just, it struggled to hold my attention. I feel like at first in the beginning, and then by the time I kind of was getting into it, I was just like kind of like, what am I missing? So it's definitely one I feel like I gotta watch again. But I think for like a movie that came straight to DVD or Blu-ray, I thought it looked like really good.
Yeah, visually it's actually,
Well, it is an import. It did play in the theaters overseas.
Yeah, well,
it doesn't count if it's not a state release, all right? Stateside release. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll be American. But it did have it did play on IFC and AMC. That's actually where you can find his AMC Plus.
I thought probably like the last like 20 minutes was the best of it, though. You got like
it picked up, but
when they're fighting like that stormtrooper looking chick or whatever, which is like that's another thing. It's like they throw that in. I don't know. I just feel like they were struggling on what they really wanted to do with this world. I thought it was
that's perfectly said, because it's almost like they had a lot of introspection, intimate character scenes, and it's fine because you get that in sci-fi movies. But this one was like, did it want to be that, or did it want to be like an action adventure?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe because they wanted more money or something, and they not a budget, but because I think the world looks freaking cool, and it's just they had to do so many like just sitting there and talking scenes, you know what I mean? Like, but
there's a lot in those scenes. I mean, there's a lot of info in there, and
why was the blonde chick like a Jedi? We don't know why she had powers.
But
what?
Well, you didn't see any powers. As I said, what other powers in that kiss?
Whatever move? Clearly, she knows a move to put people to sleep. She's got skills.
She only did that the once. She didn't do
she
that
did twice.
once.
She did it to the dad when he was having a seizure, and then the girl at the end when she's like, "Don't go, don't go." So it showed that she's got.
She was manufactured. She has a vagina in the back. What more do you want from her?
I mean, there's questions about the manufacturing. Like, why are people struggling? Why are there humans at the lower end of the totem pole when essentially they're just using these manufactured humans or replicants, whatever?
Well, because she said it. She told it in the movie. There's not enough resources for everybody. Plain and simple. Not enough to go around, and it's not.
But there's enough for people to live. I don't know. I get it,
right?
But
because what they're doing is they're giving these manufactured seeds to the people so that they basically will leave them alone.
Get one harvest.
Yeah, have just enough food to survive and leave them the fuck alone, and not try to storm the place to come in there. And at the end, the whole point of the movie is now she's releasing into the wind, which would propagate all these unaltered seeds, which now the people can take back their strength
cheaper,
because they're going to have their own food, and they won't have to rely on these effers in the towers. So it is about class. It's about structure. It's about ecology. There's a lot in there, and
But also, why is she a high-end like created human that's
she
wearing a dress that she's
well,
living better than the
yeah, because
this?
the guy that crashed in her plane, her father created her. Basically, I think he was dorking her, and because she said she took care of all his needs. And
He was like saying, "Come lay with me" and shit when they found him when
right, and then
he
and
crashed.
then also using her as assistant and stuff like that because they don't want even a rich society needs somebody to control. The people on the bottom, I say, being told, "Get the fuck, we can't have you at all. Take this, eat this, and be happy." And then, but they still need people to do their menial shit and probably to have a little, innie outie, whatever that is. They said that movie. So they manufacture some of
good
these
and
people,
out and out.
Yeah, and they manufacture the stormtroopers to keep the other people in line at the bottom. It's all about control. It's about the man having a thumb on your back.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
But so go ahead, Dylan. You got any more to say? Hey, you're done.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just one I definitely will have to revisit. I still do think it's a really cool setup of the world and everything.
Yeah.
I think maybe I was expecting a little something different with it when you were, saying it's a little Last of Us-y, but not that it was bad or anything. I just, it just didn't blow me away, I guess, I guess maybe if I would have just pulled up on it like you did and had no expectation.
Actually, I was going to say, yeah.
Scarpad shouldn't have compared it to the shit like The Last of Us.
Actually, let me take that back. It's not like The Last of Us. You want to know why? Because this fucking movie had a lot more fucking creatures and monsters than that thing had in it.
They're about the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I was extremely disappointed with that show. They needed 3 more episodes and they cheaped out. So, anyways, yeah. I thought the creatures are kind of cool, so they're sucking on the person.
I thought like when they had that floor like parasite thing or whatever going, that was pretty cool. It definitely had a lot of cool ideas for it.
It wasn't too cool, but I didn't understand too much. And it's never really. I looked around, I couldn't figure out the things that she sees in the fields. Those big, giant, whatever they are, structures. Those aren't the citadels. Because when she's up on the tower and she looks, she sees all the citadels and all the little plane things flying into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not them. I don't know if those are some kind of harvesting machine or something. The thing that's on the cover, they never explained. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a few things they didn't explain everything, but
yeah.
But then you really should have to. I mean, the what you needed to get out of the story they gave you, and then the rest they said
maybe
a little bit.
I needed more. I feel like but maybe I gotta watch it again. I
think I pulled a few more things out of it the second time I watched it.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised because I haven't seen. There's not a lot. That's the thing. I think there's a lot more horror. We're going through more of a horror renaissance than we are a science fiction renaissance.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It seems
absolutely.
like horror is getting better written, and science fiction stuff is getting worse written. I don't know why. It just seems like that's the way it's going. So when you see anything that's a pretty well written thing like Ex Machina and stuff like that, then it's good to see them because there's not a lot of it.
Yeah,
I mean, just because I mean, like I'm sorry, I kind of agree with Dylan with the struggling actors trying to find. Doesn't mean it was a bad film. I don't want you to take that as like I'm thinking this was a letdown of a film. I mean, these are just things critiques.
Yeah, and everybody has their own expectations of a movie.
Right.
I thought the world was fucking awesome. I just thought the story for me was mid.
Yeah, I enjoyed the characters though too. I mean, I like the acting. I enjoyed pretty much all the characters.
I was really looking forward to the uncle, man, but he was okay.
I mean, he had
even him more, to be honest.
Yeah, you didn't see, but it wasn't his story. But he was good in it. The movie didn't make him a complete bad guy, but it didn't also make him into at the end be the nice guy. In the end, he turned him in again. He went there and he talked to the Citadel. He turned him in. Yeah. They wanted the girl back there, so
Right.
You know, I just really enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the story and everything else that's going on with it. And probably, if I'm going to say favorite character right now, the uncle would be close, and he's really good in this movie. But I'm going to give it to the girl. I think she held the movie together, and I just bought her role. She did it well. You know?
I would go with the dad actually.
Yeah, I like the dad too.
I've never really he's always playing like a villainous role, so to see him as like a mentor or someone of a loving parental figure, was a odd contrast to what he usually is conveyed as. But he for his small, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and the way he had to convey himself through that drone, by the way he was talking through the drone, was interesting.
Yeah, I think he gave it a great voice.
And then we did the nonverbal stuff. He was great too.
And I was gonna say that scene right before he died. Spoilers, but he's like looking at the soldier, and it's just like it's subtle shit like that. That goes a long way. Like you can just kind of see him. And just I feel like there's a slight tear coming out his eye.
The tear when he was confronting his own brother. His brother was about to murder him.
Yep.
So. And just say, hey, Two Gun, thanks for stopping by. Station. We have a Facebook user in there. Who they are. Unfortunately, you have to, a station Facebook user. I think you have to give special permission to have us see your name, but that's all right. We appreciate you being there, Two Gun. And then we also had Evan up there. How you doing, Evan?
I bet it's the Two Gun from Facebook.
No, Two Gun's on. I can see him down here. So,
no, that's what I'm saying. He's on his YouTube, but I bet they
could be.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know who it is. Could be Robbie. Who knows? Could be anybody.
He'll be doing a movie tonight.
Yes, he is doing a movie tonight. So, so I would say my favorite character in the movie was a girl. I just liked her performance and
she's believable. She played her role very well,
and she sold that movie. And I just love the ending of it. So if you guys want to put your scores up in you guys got to watch it in the chat. What about you, Dylan? What's your score? What's your favorite character? Or not? He's not there. How about you, then?
I'll go. I'll give this a solid 3.75. I think it's got a great idea and it's definitely worth watching. I do find for me, there's just a little me and Dylan have been talking about the balancing act about what type of movie it kind of really wanted to be. At certain points, it seemed if they would have had a little bit more money, I could have seen like the ending being ramped up just a little bit. But it's definitely a well thought out world for the most part. Like I said, that you can tell the writer director had like a Bible, but maybe they didn't really include everything in the script for the audience at certain times. But you can tell that they knew what the world they were playing in, and I'll give this a solid 3.75. Definitely worth checking out, and it could grow based on a second watch.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's just for me, it was a surprise because I just pulled it off the shelf and watched it. I didn't expect it to be halfway decent, and then it was a little slow to start off. I said, well, am I really gonna like this? But by the time I got into Eddie Marzan and stuff like that, I was pretty much sold into it. I just enjoyed it. I like dystopian stuff if it's done well. Because there's such a dearth of it now that it seems like every movie in a science fiction movie is a dystopian movie, it seems. So what do you think, Dylan? Maybe your favorite character in your rating?
I'd probably say the dad, honestly. It was either between the dad or the uncle, but I would have went with the dad.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be the one who probably passed all the smarts down to her.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And pretty much had to raise her as a...
You don't get her. She did good holding it on her own. Because she's a young girl, and that's a lot, man. Because you get in Last of Us, she's, it's not what it is without Pedro. So she's holding this one on her own. So that's a big foot to accomplish. You know what I mean? Do you
think the girl in this was better than the girl in Last of Us?
Yeah. And she's in it with veteran actors holding it, on her own.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think they should have put her in Last of Us, honestly.
Yeah, she was
To be
pretty
honest,
good.
I thought
She's
she was really good. I look forward to watching this again. Honestly, I just think I think they, when you get certain sci-fi movies where, especially it being the guy's first thing, I feel like he was almost trying to take awesome things from some of his favorite sci-fi movies and kind of tweaking them into his own, and then he kind of just like wrote himself into a corner where he was like, well, I want to do this and do that and do this and do that, and then it was like, well, where are you going?
Too many ideas.
You know what I mean? Not that it's bad, but I still think Scarpad picked up on some stuff that I didn't. I think also me kind of not feeling good at the moment, like kind of was taking me out of it too.
Right.
I was just like sitting there, just like almost like I was just really amazed by how the dystopian world looked. I've seen so many movies that are put 20, 30 million in, and the world didn't look nearly
like shit.
Yeah, and he watched it on DVD.
Yeah,
that's 2002 technology.
Yeah, I had
but a damn nice slipcover though. I will give it that.
Slipcover. Thank you again.
Yeah, the vinyl was interesting. That's what I'm saying. Certain bits they introduced but didn't really expand upon.
Yeah.
That
that's where I would have like an idea and then nothing else.
Where I was right.
Well,
so yeah, what was the point of that?
Right.
I definitely I like that one. I found a lot.
I mean, definitely something that we never would have watched ever.
Mm-hmm.
If Scarpad didn't see the cool slip at Walmart for $4.
So yeah, I'm like Vesper. What the shit?
I mean, for a sleeper, you know what I mean?
It's definitely worth checking out.
All the shit I pulled out Dollar General today, I don't think there's anything there that's going to be
Annihilation.
But
Annihilation, that's a great movie. Come on.
I know Annihilation.
I don't remember really caring for Replicas. I thought it was
all right. It was.
I don't even remember it, to tell you the truth. But it was $2.95, so I saw that in Canada.
That's a good price for that movie. But Replicant,
probably the best thing you got.
That is an underrated movie, bro.
Which one?
Fanboys. It's about these kids. Actually, it's inspired by a true story.
I want to see that because I've never seen Fanboys.
It's a good movie, bro.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
they're like major Star Wars nuts, and they go to a convention or something.
Because one dude, I think, has like cancer or something, so they wanted him to see episode 1 before he passes. So they all.
I just remember. I think Seth Rogen's in it too.
Yeah, it's got a good cast, bro.
It's good. It's good. It's definitely that was a good pickup though, Scarpad.
Yeah.
What about that bad shark? What about that bad shark one?
I overlooked that one.
I think I even saw that.
Yeah. Those Barrier Reef or something below Barrier. I don't know what it was. But there are a couple hot blondes on a shark.
Yeah, it might
what more do you need?
It might be a fun dump one. I've seen so many.
You got Annihilation for that. A squad of 4 women.
Good one.
Yeah. And Annihilation's coming up on the show.
The remake of Pet Sematary should have been $2 because that shit's dog shit.
I know. I've seen it. I don't
My brother said he likes that one.
I don't hate it as much as you do, Dylan.
I got to rewatch it.
I thought John Lithgow was okay.
Put the shark movie in there. Because all I see in the chat is Replicas, Lego Movie, Pet Sematary, Fanboys, Annihilation, and Riddick.
Oh, Lego Movies is really good. That's
Lego Movie.
Bro.
It's not Lego Movie.
Bro, Phil Lord and what's his name, Miller. They're another team. I would have loved to see their version of Solo. I don't know. They got a unique spin when they do shit.
Solo? The movie?
Yeah, they were the dudes. They directed it was kind of like almost Back to the Future. They directed 75% of Solo.
Oh,
but
really?
And they got into an argument with Kasdan, the screenwriter. So they brought in Ron Howard, and he reshot the dude with he passed away. He was the black dude, Michael. He was always playing not always. He was in Lovecraft Country. He played the dad in Lovecraft Country, but he passed away a year ago from OD.
Oh yeah.
But he was playing the main bad guy, but that Paul Bettany played. But he was some alien and shit. They shot it and everything, but it just.
Oh really? But then they switched Paul Bettany in.
Yeah.
I know.
But Lord and them, they did 21 Jump Street Lego Movie. fucking Spider-Verse. Like they
Are you
got a
guys gonna
unique
go see
little.
that new Spider-Verse movie?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
The animated
I love
one?
the first one.
It's
Fuck
animated though.
yes.
You didn't see the first one?
The first one I thought was like no, it wasn't. Oh, that's right, it was animated. Yeah, I did. It was
Yeah.
good. I don't know if I
Yeah,
should
Yeah,
go see.
so what are you
I didn't,
saying?
but I didn't see it in the theater though. I waited for.
I didn't. I don't think I did either.
I missed that one in 3D. Yeah, I wish I
I
would
know,
have
that's what I'm
done
saying.
it.
'Cause I don't think
I
I'm
was
gonna go
sleeping
see
on
this
it.
in the theater.
I think I slept
Yeah.
on it at first.
Me too. I was like, man, they're just trying to cash
I want
in on
next
some
few
Spider-Man.
weeks. I want to go see. Obviously, I want to go see Indiana Jones. I want to see Oppenheimer too. Oppenheimer.
Oh,
looks,
of course. Come on now.
looks
It's
really good.
Christopher Nolan. That's
So
a must.
those are probably the next two I'm gonna go see. So, and I'm thinking about
That's
I might go see Guardians of the Galaxy again one more time, just to
Respect.
cement my feelings on it.
Give James Gunn a good send off.
Give him the $2 he needs. So I'm gonna give the movie a 3.75. I'm sorry, no, I'm not. I'm gonna give the movie a 4. I'm gonna give the movie a 4. So combined with you guys, I'd say 3.75 is about what it's gonna end up being, and it's decent, I think, for this movie. For
Yeah, it's
first time
definitely
a sci-fi film.
yeah.
And my favorite character is a girl. I just thought she did the best out of everybody in the movie, although everybody did pretty well.
Yeah.
So it was a decent film. So coming up, we got Robbie coming up with something at 9 o'clock.
Let's rate it.
Yeah, I gave it 3.75.
Yeah, so we said
That's
3.85 is the total.
I didn't rate it.
Yeah, you should
I was just
3.75.
thinking that when Scarpad was giving his rating, I was like, did Dylan rate it?
Yeah, he rated
Gave you
3.75.
my
I heard him.
No, I gave you my favorite.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah, you didn't get around to it.
I didn't even hear you guys. Because I ran to the kitchen to heat up some tea.
Oh, I thought you said 3.75.
Oh, well, that's honestly what I was gonna give it anyway. You got some Jedi mind trick, so I guess you had it. All right. Well, yeah.
You
3.75.
will
But
give
with room to grow.
Burial Ground
Fucking
5.0.
Fucking Palpatine over here.
These are not the Blu-rays you're looking for.
But yeah,
All right, so 3.85 is a combined total.
I think
That's
the
pretty
world
good, I
was
think.
fucking dope though, and I definitely am gonna be checking it out again. It's a good one. I'd like to watch like in the middle of the night almost too. Like
What?
just-
You'll fall asleep. Don't do that.
well, not like that late, just like when it's dark out. I just feel like the world is kind of like
Yeah, because it's already tinged in blue, bro. So it's like watching it in like a darker setting would make it pop off more. To be honest, like it's
Yeah,
that-
see, I don't like
saturation.
I don't like to really watch movies that late because that cuts into my porn tube time. So, I'm sorry. I mean, I couldn't concentrate. All right. So-
my fucking time.
No. But if you do that stuff,
Go check out Guardians of the Galaxy though.
make sure you get a VPN if you do that shit because it's
MVP of the movie,
Ooh.
Rocket baby.
Oh,
Okay,
you mean
okay,
The squirrel.
The trash panda.
Trash Panda. Yes, he obviously. It was good
Well,
that he.
the badger. They're up calling him a badger in it.
Yeah, are you doing? We don't know if you're doing a show this week on that, right? We're not sure.
Well, I might. I don't know yet because me and Vern have the one show, but he said we could maybe put it to the side since I got the family coming in. That's the only thing. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
What are you doing next Sunday? Have you even picked? I was gonna say maybe. We
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
no,
And-
Dude, Guardians. Yeah.
yes, I
I was
have.
gonna say maybe we both could have just done that, but I don't know. It's gonna be
Uh,
tough, man. That's the thing. It's like this whole week, bro. I don't know what the fuck they got planned, so it's like I'm gonna just have to. I gotta
Kind of winging it.
Year,
All right, well, coming up for this week, somebody will be here. So coming up, probably toward the end of the week, Thursday or Friday. Check out Link's and I's new show. Scarpad and Link are having issues. We're going to do the first show on the Black Science first volume, or actually first 6 issues of Black Science. I think it went something like 40 issues, something like that.
I think they call that volume 1.
Volume 1, or 1 through 6. So that should be by the end of the week. Premiering probably on Friday, I would guess, or Thursday or Friday. And then on Saturday night, Dylan is doing what again? I forget now.
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black. Why do I keep on forgetting that movie? It's a good movie.
I keep forgetting it too.
Fade to Black. I hope somebody has it. I don't even think I have it. I can't even watch it on my own thing. I
Really?
I don't have it.
That one from Vinegar?
I don't have Fade to Black. No, I don't have it.
Damn.
I should have, but it's not.
That's why I wish that I could upload shit to your Plex too, because then I could have uploaded it.
Well, I'll find it. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
So Fade to Black is going to be on
Saturday. I know you
Saturday.
can probably get it on Amazon, but
I can't buy every movie and then send it to you.
It could be like 20 to 25.
And
No,
then,
Dylan, you got Fade to Black, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I was saying he could upload.
And then Sunday night at 10 o'clock, join me, and then whoever else will join me. We're gonna be doing the 1990 Val Kilmer film, Top Secret.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen this one.
Comedy from the 90s.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, fantastic! If you, it's from the same guys who brought you Airplane and all those other movies. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you will enjoy it. It's very funny.
The Jackal. I saw that not too long ago, and it was like I used to love that as a kid. I was like, it's still pretty good. Yeah.
Does it have animation in it?
Top Secret?
What is it?
No. So it's like Airplane and Top Gun.
Okay.
This is like one of the covers for it.
Yeah, but
he's like on the Navy or some shit, submarine.
That's a terrible cover. No.
Okay.
It is. Cows.
Huh.
I think the guys who were involved who did something about Mary. Who are those guys?
The Farley brothers.
I think so. But it's I think you'll enjoy it. It's the first comedy we'll be doing, and
no, they don't have any.
It's a little obscure one, but I think you'll like it. We'll see. So top secrets next Sunday, and then next Monday come back here. We're gonna be doing from 1981, Sean Connery, Peter Hyams directed film. He did 2010 Outland, and we'll be doing that, and then followed up the week after by Aliens from James Cameron. So
I'm so hype.
Some good stuff coming up, and don't sleep on Outland, because Outland is very much like you'll notice a lot of stuff from Alien in Outland.
I've never really that either. I don't think.
Yeah, even down to who's that company that they work for, the Wu-Tang company or the whatever. I think they're mentioned in the Outland, because Outland's kind of a spiritual Alien. The guys who wrote Outland wrote Alien, and there's a lot of the same concepts in it. So you should enjoy that. And Sean Connery's always pretty good.
Sense.
So that'll be next Monday.
That was 1990?
1981.
Okay.
And Time Cop.
1981, yep. And that is out on a lot of different places, so I'll tell you where to find that. And we'll see you guys here sometime on Saturday. Well, thank you guys all for stopping in tonight. Whoever was there, Two Gun and Evan, and Facebook user who was Two Gun again. And if you haven't seen this, watch this on rewind.
Oh yeah.
Like, subscribe, share, all that
floating
stuff.
Volleyball was good. Why didn't I say that? The floating volleyball.
The
floating Wilson.
The floating Wilson. All right, guys. So we will catch you all later on. Have a good evening.
Peace out, y'all. Station.
Don't fall